As we scroll down, the other important piece of information that's on this website is what you're seeing right now. These are FBOs. So you probably have learned what an FBO is, fixed base operator. It's a private jet terminal. It's where your clients they're going to wait for their aircraft. Their aircraft pulls up to the private jet terminal, which is an FBO. The clients come out to the aircraft from there. They get the special red carpet service. Also, of course, the pilots are going to be in the FBO too. Now there's a big deal. There's a reason why I'm mentioning that. It's because who's going to hire you? So you have to think about who's going to hire me. Typically, a pilot is going to be the one that's going to hire you. Now, if I'm going to say to help you find a job, you'd want to go where the people are going to hire you, where they're going to be. So this is one place you'd want to go to. You'd want to go to the FBOs. Now this is a little different. It's a little interesting concept. We kind of only talk about this in Beyond and Above. If you were to actually physically go to the FBO, maybe have some meetings with some of the companies that are there, hang out, wait for your meeting, maybe you got your laptop out, it's a private jet flight attendant terminal, it's an FBO, so there's going to be wealthy people around. You want to be dressed in character. You don't want to, look like you just came up the street. And they won't bother you if you're there. Now, if I'm there waiting to go to a meeting at 12, maybe I got there at 10 just to get there a little early, familiarize myself. If I see a pilot sitting in the FBO, which is this big area, or he's at the computer planning his flight or something like that, as a flight attendant looking for a job, I suggest it would be a good idea to introduce yourself to that pilot. So the pilot's the guy who's probably going to hire you, so why not introduce yourself? So a good idea would be to start with a question as such. I tell everyone this: what do you fly? So every pilot, they like to tell you what they fly. They've been in this industry for their whole life. You're talking 30 years, some of them. They've been flying on these private jets. They have thousands of hours. They've been to school that's expensive. Flying is their life. So a good icebreaker: what do you fly? Because I know I've said that to other to other pilots, and you might sit there for 20 minutes, half an hour, just talking about the aircraft. He'll just tell you everything. Now, of course, you're interested in it, right? Because you're a flight attendant, and you want to show that interest. So this is I'm trying to, in my training that I'm giving you guys right now, I'm trying to tell you that there's a lot of attitude and that goes with it. Not attitude, bad attitude. There's an attitude. There's a confidence that you just have to bring to the table. You're a confident person. They're someone that they could trust on their jet. They fly. You're in the back taking care of the $1 million billionaires, whatever, millionaires, billionaires. You're taking care of them. The very special VIP clients. So you go up to the pilot, you break the ice. What do you fly? He starts talking. Do you have flight attendants on that jet? You can play stupid. It's fine. You don't need to know everything. A pilot knows everything about those jets. If you ever hang out with a pilot, they hear a plane fly over and they go, "Oh, it's a Falcon." And you're like, "Oh my God, how does he know that?" Well, it's his life, remember. So you're talking to the pilot about something that he loves. So they like to talk. If you're genuinely interested, that's a good part. That's the good thing. Now you ask, okay, do you have flight attendants on your aircraft? Are they heavy jets? And he'd go, "Oh yeah, we do." Wow. Do you got your business card at that point? Because you better give him your business card. Do you got your resume somewhere? You want to give him your resume. Most of all, you want to get maybe his contact information, because this is a huge lead for you. So just to track back, we had 2 students come from Napa, California. I tell this story. It's a very good story, because everyone's like, how do I get a job when I get out of school? We had 2 students come from Napa. They took our advice. They went to the FBO. They had a meeting. They hung out at the FBO, saw a pilot. It's easy to tell. They got the stripes. Saw a pilot, went up to him. "Hey, how's it going?" They were their bubbly selves, outgoing flight attendants, confident. And they talked for a little bit, and he goes, wow, you guys are flight attendants? They said, yeah. Where are you located? Oh, we're right in Napa. Pretty much on the spot. He said, wow, I'm about to start looking for flight attendants. I'm glad I met you. It's a very big difference between meeting someone face to face than just emailing your resume over to them. Now, you're gonna have a harder time finding a job if you sit on your butt, clicking the TV, and then maybe throwing some resumes via email, and that's all you do is just email resumes all day. You're gonna have a harder time finding a job. I know this. The people who get jobs are the people that go out and get them. You're a flight attendant. Your job is service, emergency training, of course. Your job is to deal with emergencies, but you're going to get taught that in other modules. Also, it's the impression that you give. If you look like a flight attendant, if you act like a flight attendant, the pilot has one last question that he needs to ask before hiring you, because he knows that you're a flight attendant. You play the part. You're someone he would hire right off the bat when he meets you. And so that's something to keep in mind. When you go to the FBO, you want to be dressed as a flight attendant. You want to be dressed, pretty much business wear. Look good, smell good. When that pilot met these girls, these two ladies, they were actually in their 40s, 50s. When he met them and he got to see them firsthand, he got to say, okay, can I put you on my $50 million aircraft? $30 million aircraft? It's an important question that he needs to be able to answer. And if you look the part right away, he doesn't even have to answer the question. He gets to talk to you. There's not enough to be said about meeting in person. And so where do you get to meet these people in person? FBOs at the airport. Now when I go to, let's say when I'm flying and I fly into Paris, and I'm at the FBO in Paris, there's other pilots that are flying in from all over the country, all over the world, all meeting at this FBO. I'm there too, my pilots are there too. So as you can see, the pilots are planning, they're doing everything in that FBO. They're hanging out, waiting for the aircraft. They might be sitting there for hours. They might sit there for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. They're bored. They don't mind talking to you.